Trojan Philly. What's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got some good news coming out from the USC football camp in reference to revenue sharing. You guys know we talked about this plenty of time, revenue sharing versus NIL. Also, we want to talk about the Big Ten SEC alliance. We told you that's coming. The SEC has been lost in the sauce this postseason, so they're going to try to come up to par and try to make it to where more SEC team gets in there in the 12-team playoffs. So we'll talk about that. But real quick, revenue sharing, you guys know there's a difference between revenue sharing and NIL. NIL is just mainly name, image, and likeness only. It's only based on your name, how powerful your name is, how much your name rings in the streets, if you will. You will get what you're entitled to. Caleb Williams had an opportunity to, I believe, earn around $10 million before he left, and as a result, look, he was paid. However, everybody won't have that opportunity because everybody's not a Caleb Williams. We told you this before, and so that means that you get revenue sharing. Revenue sharing is going to help kick in, and it's going to kind of help balance things out just a tad bit. Those who might not get the $10 million, you still will get some type of money. And if some good news that came out, Jennifer Cohen, USC's AD, addressed it the other day, and Luca Evans, let's show it here. Luca Evans, who's with the Orange County Register, just posted this yesterday. He said USC AD Jen Cohen confirms USC intends to pay out the full permissible $20.5 million in revenue share to athletes in 2025-2026 as long as the House settlement stands. Hint, at USC, priority with the distributing that revenue, Cohen writes that maximizing investment in football is critical. Listen, now, what does that mean? How will that be distributed? All of the 20.5 million, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just giving an example. It sounds like 15 million of that could possibly go to football, and the rest be divided up. I mean, let's face it, football drives the university, and I'm not saying that's exactly how it's going to be all the way, but it kind of sounds like that's kind of the way it's going to go. A lot of that's going to football. They're the ones that generate the money when you're talking about profit and revenue sharing. Yes, you got the women's basketball generating a lot of money right now too, because they are on fire. But I think when you look at the total package, and even the Big Ten conference, I think USC just was getting ready to get a big lump sum of money based on the fact that Ohio State did win a national championship. That's coming from the Big Ten conference. You guys know we already got like $100 million TV network deal, and that alone is just crazy. That's just with football. And so now that each conference makes the playoffs, I believe Penn State got a lump sum of money as well. That trickles down to the Big Ten conference. And so, look, man, football is what drives this thing right now, and I think it's going to be go time. It's going to be on and popping as it relates to the revenue sharing. So that will be advantage USC if it creates that type of pay scale for the football players, because we would like to see that coupled with the NIL. So hit me in the comments, man. You guys can tell me if you think about that. Let's talk about this Big Ten SEC alliance. Now, you guys know that I brought to you information about the SEC Big Ten alliance. Those are the two power conferences, and those two are really coming to an agreement that they're going to schedule like an interconference type of thing, to where, it's going to set them up very nice for the playoffs. You guys know we talked about that. USC actually faced LSU this year. So for us, that's nothing new. And so it'll be more of that going on throughout the season. That means that the SEC is going to have to get rid of some of those cupcake teams like the Citadel, the Wofford's, all these different schools that they play throughout the year. But they're going to have a schedule alliance. And, even though the record might not reflect like a 10-2, it seems like they're going to have automatic bids if these schedule alliances hold up. And it's going to be ranked on, they're going to base a lot of things on strength of schedule, and they're going to move and groove from that perspective. But then they're going to set it up for the playoffs to where, only these two conferences are going to be the main players. Now, what does that mean for a team like Notre Dame? We have to see, because I told you guys before, I said Notre Dame's they're going to force their hands eventually to get in one of these conferences. They were kind of, they got in there this year. Their strength of schedule wasn't all that, but the fact that these two conferences are the main players, and we saw quite a bit in the bowl matchups as well. We saw Illinois versus South Carolina. Of course, the Big Ten won that. We saw Ohio State versus Tennessee. The Big Ten won that. We saw USC, of course, play LSU early on in this season, beat them. We saw USC beat Texas A&M. Like, the Big Ten has really dominated the SEC this season. But they're still going to have those schedule alliance. But here it is right here. This is Ross Dillinger. This is a big-time article coming from him. And the report is the SEC, Big Ten ADs to further discuss college football playoff format, other key issues. And here's the article. It says the SEC and the Big Ten athletic directors will further discuss key issues in college sports at February 19th meeting in New Orleans. This is Yahoo Sports' Ross Dillinger reports. The topic includes college football playoff format, NCAA governance, and preparations for House versus NCAA settlement. It says the February meetings will be the second time the two conferences' athletic directors get together to discuss issues around college football. They previously gathered in October in Nashville. The meetings, however, will come 1 week before the college football playoff commissioners get together in Dallas to continue their discussions from this week. Format and governance structure are expected to be a part of the conversation on 3 Pete Nuko's detail with the people around. It says one potential idea is a 14-team. So you're talking about, we already have a 12-team right now, but now they're talking about a 14-team CFP bracket. Dillinger reported it will feature 4 automatic bids. This is the big one right here. 4 automatic bids for each Big Ten and SEC. 2 bids each to the Big 12 and ACC. So they pretty much almost squeezing them out right now. And that's just, it's crazy. It says 2 bids for each to the Big 12 and ACC. 1 for the group of 5 and 1 at large, which will likely be for either Notre Dame or the next highest ranked team outside of the automatic bids. Major changes likely won't take place next season because the college football playoff format is still under contract. However, with the deal set to expire in 2026, that we could see things starting to shift. So look, man, that's a report, man, coming out of the SEC and Big Ten meetings getting ready to take place. You guys can hit me in the comment section. I personally think Notre Dame is going to be squeezed out of this, and they're going to have to join the conference. That's what they're trying to do. I believe it's going to eventually go. And for them to only have 2 teams out of the Big 12 as well as the ACC, they're eventually getting squeezed out of this, no matter how good those teams are. And that's what it's getting ready to, fall under. So hit me in the comments, man. You guys can tell me what you think. It's USCJ. Happy Wednesday to everybody, man. I'm out of here. It's too later on. Listen, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.